What happens when childhood innocence turns into a blood-soaked
nightmare?
Tonight, we journey into the Hundred Acre Wood, where the honey drips red, and the shadows of nostalgia hide some unspeakable horror. This isn't your childhood Pooh Bear. No, this is Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. So brace yourselves. Let's talk some horror. What it do, folks? What it do? Welcome to the Booze and Chill Buzzcast podcast. Except it's a bit on the live side. Yeah. Oh, I already explained as to why we're doing the Buzzcast podcast video podcast live is because that's enough of that. Thank you very much. Because the program that I'm actually running on right now to do this stream is, was lagging on me a little bit. And I think I got the kinks running properly. As you can see, we are up and running. No, nothing yet. No, nothing at all. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. I should probably see what's up with that. But anyways, guys, today we're talking Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. Whoops. See what I mean? That was my bad. So yeah, today we're talking Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. This movie right here. I gotta say, it's kind of a treat. It's kind of a treat, man. It's not exactly the best like horror movie, but it's definitely entertaining. I will say that. What's up, dude? What's up, my good friend and supporter of the channel, Alex? What's going on, man? Have you seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? I've seen it like I was actually just watching it. I mean, before doing this thing, just to kind of like refresh my memory, and also because all the times I would watch it with my kids, and it's kind of hard to hear anything. And like I had to rewatch this specific part like four times today because it kept happening again where like I kept getting interrupted. So in total, like I've probably seen it like at least 5-6 times this one particular section of the movie, just so that I can see what's up, man. Speaking of, cheers, guys. I'm actually I'm gonna enjoy myself some, wild turkey bourbon whiskey, thanks to this gentleman watching right now, which he has seen the movie. He's answering my question. Yes, he's seen the movie, and because of this gentleman, right there, we have wild turkey bourbon whiskey. Thank you, sir. Cheers to you. Cheers to everybody out there watching. So yeah, I gotta say that this movie is entertaining. I haven't seen part 2 yet. I have not. And you know what? We should like hang out and watch it. We should hang out and watch it and drink some whiskey while we do that. Sounds like a good time. And cheers to you. Cheers. Cheers. Another sip. So yeah, it's a very entertaining movie, dude. Like I said, it's like one of those it's like an indie independent kind of film, horror film. It's I mean, right down to the costumes and stuff like that. Like, it's just like, it's not the highest movie quality stuff as far as like the outfits for Pooh and Piglet, which we're gonna get there. But anyways, I'm rambling. So let's get to the beginning part. The story begins with Christopher Robin living the 100 Acre Wood to go to college, abandoning his childhood friends, Pooh and Piglet, and all his other friends. This causes them to become feral and vengeful. So, yeah, Christopher Robin meets them at a young age, which, by the way, actually, before I get into that, the one thing I do want to say, the beginning part, the intro part to this movie is very, very cool. Like I'm talking about the animation that happens to introduce the story, the beginning of the story of how Christopher Robin met all of these animals. Like, actually, they're not even animals. They're in the In this particular story, they are actually like not abnormal, mutated, kind of like and not entities, oddities. So that within itself is a really cool idea. That was a really nice twist. Gotta give a big old shout to Rice Frake Waterfield, which is the director of this movie. I like that idea. I like that he went with that direction because I mean, you saw the title. I mean, you saw the cover. You saw my thumbnail. Pooh Bear isn't exactly very bear-like, but he's got the face and he's got the human body shape, which technically that's kind of how Pooh Bear looked from the very beginning. I mean, like straight out of the books, the illustrations to the cartoons, which I was a really, really big fan of. Let me know out there in the live or replay my Winnie the Pooh cartoon fans. I used to drive my parents fucking nuts with that shit, dude. I just realized I think I might have forgotten to go live on Instagram. Give me a sec here. And we are on. We are finally on Instagram. My bad, guys. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me just double check on Facebook. Because again, I don't like that it laggy lags on me there. We're up and running. We're up and running. So yeah, the animation, very nice touch in the very beginning. I like that introduction to, like I said, Christopher Robin meeting him at a very young age. And I think it even says that he was a bit naive to like even notice the danger that he was even in. Because I mean, not only were they part animals, but they're like part something else, which they didn't really explain, by the way. They didn't really explain. They just said they were like mutated or something like that. So it could have been some sort of abnormality of some kind, whether they were just animal, part human, and I don't know. They didn't really specify that. They just used the word. I think the word was abnormalities, something along those lines. And again, I thought that was really cool. That was a very interesting way to go about it. And in the animation, it tells the story how they first meet, how Christopher Robin used to sneak food to feed these animals or things. I'm gonna say, and you know, or it shows the course of them growing up. And there's a very like time lapse of them growing up together. And at some point, you know, you get older, right? You get older, and you have to go do adult stuff, right? And Christopher Robin here grows up to and wants to become a doctor. So in order to do that, he's got to go to med school and shit like that. So that's why, like I mentioned, that he had to abandon them to go become a doctor, right? So he had to go, he had to leave, and you know he left them. Well, it goes to show that these animals got really fucking spoiled, like rotten, like to the point where like these fucking they were part animals, and animals in the wild hunt for their food. They kind of sort of lost that because of Christopher Robin, and so they kind of just like starved to death because fucking Christopher Robin left to become a fucking doctor, and these fucking lazy shits got used to the free service from Christopher Robin. They're like, fuck, now what? Comes winter, a very harsh winter, and they're all like they're starved, like they're starving. Like there's even clips in the animation where they're just like so stick thin of them just not eating shit, which is amazing because you know Pooh Bear being the bear, he probably would have eaten everybody like off the bat. Piglet could have eaten fucking anything. The owl, actually, he would probably eat Piglet too. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up. But anyways, so they're starving. So eventually they end up, eating each other. Not everybody though. Not everybody. In the animation, they explain and show that Pooh, Piglet, and the rest of the friends started off by eating the weakest one. I say weakest because I mean, when you think all the characters from Hundred Acre Wood, you think Pooh, you think Piglet, you think Tigger. You know what I mean? You think the owl, you think Rabbit, you think Eeyore. Which one do you think out of all of them got eaten first? When you heard me say they ate the weakest out of the group, who do you think is the weakest one? You're probably all thinking Piglet, and you're probably correct. But in this story, they fucking ate Eeyore first. They fucking ate Eeyore. I guess for the reason that Eeyore is like the super emo depressed character, and I guess maybe they couldn't stand him anymore or something. And so they started off and they ate his ass. What is up, Cliff Clouds? What is up, man? I hope you've seen this movie. Hope I'm not spoiling anything for you or anybody out there who hasn't seen it. What's going on, man? That's my homeboy down there, Cliff Clouds. Um, so yeah, they fucking eat Eeyore, dude. They fucking eat Eeyore, fucking so bad. And keep in mind, this is still in the animation part. This is like the beginning part of the movie. And let's fast forward here a little bit. Without Christopher Robin to provide them with food, Pooh and Piglet resort to hunting and killing and eating their friend Eeyore. Mentioned that. When Christopher Robin returns years later, this is again fast forwarding here, with his fiancee, hoping to reconnect with Pooh and Piglet, they unleash their fury on him, blaming him for their suffering. Now, I didn't fail to mention that once they went through that traumatic moment in eating Eeyore, chilling. Oh, dude. It's again, it's not like the greatest movie, but it's definitely entertaining. It's entertaining. It really is. After they ate him, they vowed vengeance on Christopher Robin. Yes, they did. They vowed vengeance on Christopher Robin, and they also vowed to never speak again. Which is weird because it's like I don't know how they ended up what's it called? Blaming. Well, I mean, they didn't have to say anything. They kind of just showed Christopher Robin. Because when Christopher Robin came back to go and look for them, which by the way, when he took out his fiance thought he was fucking nuts. Okay, so honey, you just had a really big imagination. That's why you went so far in your doctor's degree and this and that. Like, bitch, I'm not crazy. I'm not fucking crazy. Okay. Like I fed these things. I would hang out with them. They were my only fucking friends and stuff like that. Out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the 100 Acre Wood, right? Just trying to find his old pals. And then when they do find I guess like their hideout or whatever, they it gets pretty gnarly, dude. Like they find the hideout. They see that the place is just completely, not the way it was, and then they find this paper with this what I think is some sort of drawing, and like, and now that I think about it, they never showed what was on that piece of paper. I like to say that there was probably like an illustration of them killing Christopher or killing each other or something, dude. Hello, homeboy. What's up, man? What's up, Josh Book out? What movie is this? This is Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey, sir. It's well, I mean, Winnie-the-Pooh, except polarized. I don't know if that's even a word. There you go, Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey, and fucking what's it called? Oh yeah, they never showed what was on that piece of paper. But again, I like to think that maybe there was some sort of illustration of them, or maybe I don't know. They never showed. But anyways, they they find the place. It's completely not the way he remembers it, and then he gets actually no, not him. The fiance gets choked from behind by Piglet by a chain, dude. And fucking the fiance just dies in the very beginning of the movie. Christopher Robin's fucking losing his shit, like, why Piglet? Why Piglet? And then out of nowhere, Pooh comes in and he's just staring him down like from afar, like a silhouette of Winnie the Pooh. He's like, Piglet's gone mad. I don't know what's wrong with him. And by the way, they're all English, I think it is. And they got the accents and everything. And then Christopher Robin quickly realizes that Winnie the Pooh is no longer the cuddly, silly old bear that he knew when he was a young lad. And so, they gang up on Christopher Robin. They drag him into some sort of cave, and they show him the I think it was like the corpse of Eeyore, and that's kind of where the animation ends. And then this where the rest of the movie comes in, and this part of the movie kind of sort of like, I'm not too crazy about it because they take Christopher Robin in. They don't exactly say that he lives or dies. I mean, eventually you see later on in the movie, but in the beginning, Christopher Robin is just like, again, just disappears as far as we know. And let's go on with the rest of the movie. So the movie features a group of young women. This is the part where I'm like not too crazy about renting a cabin in the woods, unknowingly stepping into Pooh and Piglet's violent territory. So this literally random group of women. There's no connection to them and to anything whatsoever. I mean, I guess it's fine. I guess the reason why I'm not so crazy about it is because of the acting. The acting is kind of where it kind of lags just a little bit, but it's expected from a like low budgeted independent movie. He dies. Christopher, I mean, actually, well, no, I don't want to say just yet. I don't want to just say just yet. Stick around. So yeah, this other part, like I said, it's just like the acting, I guess. That's just, I'm not too crazy about, but again, not expected from an independent movie. And so, where was I? Here we go. So yeah, these random chicks rent a cabin because you eventually end up realizing that all of these chicks just kind of like have some sort of weird, fucked up, traumatic past for some reason. Like they just like all end up they're like friends, and they all have fucked up pasts, and they all just decide to just take a vacation at the Hundred Acre Wood at this what is it, a some I don't know what it was called, like a cabin or some shit. A very nice looking cabin, by the way. And like they stay in there, and they're having, just chilling, having drinks, having fun, whatever. And so how do they get to that point? Let's see. Let's read my notes over here. The once friendly Pooh Bear now represents corrupted childhood innocence as he hunts and kills with no mercy. That's pretty much exactly what happens. There's this another random chick for no reason. I assume she was like supposed to be meeting up with the rest of the group, and she drives up to the Hundred Acre Wood, and she's calling them, and out of nowhere, fucking Pooh from a distance in the woods. She sees him, freaks out. This chase happens, and I believe, I'm sorry, I went too far there. She hides in some cabin, and then Pooh chases her down. Eventually, catches her. And funny enough, this is where we get the first boob scene. It can't be a slasher horror and indie movie without the boobs. Let me know in the live or the replay if you agree. That's how the greats always did it, man. I mean, come on, Jason, Michael, Freddy, all the greats have done it, dude. It feels like if there's no nudes, it just kind of feels incomplete. I don't know. That makes me fucking weirdo, but I don't know. It's just, you see it all the time. Anyways, let's see. We got a little something here. some remote house on a girl's trip. Yeah, pretty much. And what was it? Oh yeah, so Pooh grabs her, rips the shirt off instantly. By the way, like ooh, like Pooh Bear's got ooh. He hates the humans, but he still appreciates the female anatomy. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so he rips the shirt right off, and then uh just follows it up with some bangs of her head onto like this edge of this wood chipper, and then throws her inside the wood chipper, and bye bye goes the boobies, bye bye goes boobies. And so that's pretty much the second kill. That's the second kill in the movie. I'm gonna see if I can keep count of the kills. So that's the second kill, and then it goes into the rest of the movie where it's just the girls kind of sort of talking freaking I lost my notes here. Not my notes, but my video clips. I think I might have missed one, but no biggie. So yeah, you get to know each girls is how I had mentioned that they all have like this really fucked up traumatic past, and that's kind of where they all like start talking about it. There's even like flashbacks to one of them where some weirdo sneaks into their room and tries to undress them or whatever. It's fucking weird. Like that part to me was super unnecessary. Like there was no need for that. Like they kind of sort of were going a whole different direction toward it. Like the focus should have been the story, which is Pooh and the killing of the victims, because that's basically what it went so far, right? So far. And let's keep this going here. The Hundred Acre Wood is transformed into a dark and eerie place, littered with the remains of Pooh and Piglet's victims. And you eventually do see later on in the movie all of that. So the girls kind of make themselves at home, whatever, and I'm gonna see if this is the right one here. Oh, here we go. They make themselves at home, and then eventually, Pooh Bear and the Piglet definitely let themselves know that they are still around, but not before them revealing Christopher Robin alive still, and he's being like hung by both Piglet and Christopher Robin, and they're like fucking. And let me show you. By the way, let me show you here the clip here. Not the clip, but the pictures. This is the Piglet and Winnie-the-Pooh. You would have guessed that other guy was fucking Piglet. You think Piglet, you think the little adorable little oinkers, and then you see this year like the fucking Piglet on steroids and crack. But anyways, they reveal Christopher Robin still alive, chained up like a goddamn piece of cow meat. And Pooh comes in and he's just staring him down like it looks like he's about to fucking eat him. But anyways, so he actually carries in what looks like a pretty much eaten to the bone kind of corpse, sits it on the corner somewhere. And at that point, you realize that's the fiance. They ate the fiance straight to the bone, and freaking Pooh Bear just kind of stares him down, and he's just like, "Don't do this, Pooh. Don't do this. This ain't you, man. This ain't you." And then he's all telling him like, "Oh, we used to be friends. We used to do this and this and that." The movie is coming out February 8th. This one, it's been out, man. It's been out. There's even a part 2, which, by the way, if y'all have seen the movie or enjoyed this first movie, let me know in the live or replay if you want to continue this here Winnie the Pooh little marathon, which, by the way, I am planning on, because there's going to be like a giant big thing at the end, not at the end of part 2, but at the end of all these Disney horrified characters are coming out. And I want to be ready for that. I want to be fucking ready for that. So either way, I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch him and I'm going to talk about him, because once that thing happens, I'm just going to be so ready for it. Going to be so ready, dude. Sounds crazy as hell. Dude, yeah, it is. Like this Winnie-the-Pooh is opening up with what they're calling the Poohniverse. And we're going to get an Avengers horror slasher killer movie once all these movies kind of like connects together, and I'm fucking psyched for that. It's gonna be so weird as hell. Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be so weird, but super entertaining, man. So entertaining. And anyways, I'm gonna have a sip. Cheers to everybody watching there. Cheers to all of y'all. Wild Turkey Bourbon Whiskey, anybody who is wondering what I'm drinking. And yeah, so Christopher Robin's like, yeah, man, we used to be friends. We used to do this and that. And for some reason, Pooh Bear starts going on this like weird flashbacks, and he's like, he stares himself into the mirror, and he's just like remembering all the times they had together and whatever. And that particular scene, it even like I said, I was watching it around my kids, and they like to watch horror movies with me, even though one of them doesn't like it, but she can't look away. This particular scene freaks my kids out, and this was the intensity of this picture here. This is actually not the best one, but this is the one I found. So basically, it's just him just staring himself in the mirror, remembering all the times that him and Christopher Robin had. And there's a part where it just kind of zooms in, and you see white eyes on his eye holes. It looks intense, dude. It looks intense. And he just kind of goes fucking berserk after that, because he kind of denies and rejects all the memories, all the happy times that he had with Christopher Robin and all their friends, and he proceeds to torture Christopher Robin with what I believe was Eeyore's tail. Because if you remember Eeyore's tail, actually, could be, could not have been, but I'm pretty sure it was. On account of, actually, no, I might be wrong. I might be a little bit wrong. I'm checking Facebook here real quick. Can you refresh for me, bro? Anything? No, we're still good. We're still good. We are good. And yeah, he proceeds to torture him by whipping with I'm not, now that I think about it, it wasn't Eeyore's hair. Or it could have been. I'm not sure. It was just a giant whip of hair, and very strong hair to be able to fucking leave scars like that, dude. Cheers. Cheers, Cliff. Oh, what is this? Pictures? I can't tell what that is, Josh. Can't tell. StreamYard's weird. He whips him with entrails, if I remember correctly. Or could have been that. It could have been. It could have been. Well, after he whips the shit out of Christopher Robin. I'm trying to get fucking comfortable here. It kind of just cuts back into these random girls just doing what girls do. And let's see, I'm gonna go back to actually, no, this are getting closer to the ending. I didn't write a lot. I did write some few notes down. Well, let me see. Give me a sec. Where are my notes? There's a couple of things I wanted to point out from the movie that were kind of sort of random, but at the same time kind of funny. For example, I mentioned the not great acting. Oh, I failed to mention this. This is the part right that was unnecessary. Also, the torturing part of Christopher Robin. So after Pooh Bear shows him the pretty much eaten corpse of his fiance, he makes like this soup out of her organs and blood, and he has like this weird little mechanism that just kind of like sucks the blood out into like this like shower head and bathes Christopher Robin in his fiance's blood. I'm like, okay, that one was a bit extreme. Does not look or sound like anything that it was a little messed up twist, but it's like, seems a little too creative for a silly old bear who has a reputation of being not the most smartest of the bunch. You know what I mean? Like if you know Winnie-the-Pooh in the cartoons, like I know they're not going based off of that, but I mean, you know, whatever. This is a little bit much more engineer that they put into the Pooh Bear character. Cheers, guys. Let me see. I don't recall too well which the in seven, which the in seven. I'm not sure what you mean by that, bro. Which the in seven, and there was another thing. There was the unnecessary characters. For instance, I mean, most of the random chicks in the from the group were just kind of there just for the kill counts. I think there was this one you don't even realize there was like a lesbian couple, but you didn't really realize it. I mean, they kind of pointed it out, but it wasn't like an over exaggerated lesbian couple like you would see in movies nowadays. It was just like oh, I got us a room, and then the room was filled like with like flower petals and candles and shit. But that's like the most that you see them being, you know, totally gay for each other. So that was weird, so weird. And and then these other characters, like there's one that's like this like social media person, possibly OnlyFans kind of chick. And then they were just kind of there. Like it was kind of pointless to have them there. Like, you know, they're their friends or whatever, but they were like the unnecessary friends that didn't really have to be there. But whatever. So, anyways, um, so they all get killed off in a very interesting way. I think I might have the clip for one. For one, was it this one? I think I already showed this. Yeah, this is where they all getting killed off, one by one, and then there's the one favorite kill of mine probably is the social media chick. She just completely gets annihilated. I think I might. No, I lost a pick there. Did I? Give me a second. No, I think I did. I think I did, but it's okay. Yeah, there was one kill from the social media chick that they both Piglet and Pooh Bear fucking double team. She's like out in the jacuzzi doing her social media thing. And then in one of the pictures she took, she notices that there's this weird fucker in the very, very back of the picture. She stands up, looks around, shouts, you know, "What are you waiting for?" No, she didn't say that. But you know, she goes back into her jacuzzi, do her thing, and then sure enough, that these two guys or things sneak up from behind and they just choke her out, and she passes out. They take her out, and then goes to them taking her to the front driveway, I think it was. And apparently, Pooh Bear can drive. By the way, Pooh Bear is in a vehicle. This chick's tied like a freaking like the wild like a wild hog, pun intended. Piglet holding her down, and freaking Pooh Bear slowly runs over her head, popping her like a damn watermelon. And that's probably the most gruesome of all the kills, and I think that was already the third, if I'm not mistaken. That would have been the third kill. That's the third kill, and then eventually, the friends find out because she's screaming, and the two, I think it was the two lesbians that go and investigate the screaming. Sure enough, they find her popped head in the driveway, and they all freak out. They go into the cabin, and you see the letters in blood and outside, spelling "get out," which is kind of weird because you would think that, being that they're kind of, psycho things, they wouldn't really care that there's people, coming in and out of their territory, but whatever. That part was a little like, weird. So classic horror, classic horror chicks in the book, I guess. Like those old haunted horror movies. You got the signs and blood on the wall or in the mirrors or on the bodies, whatever. I get it. It's a horror movie, and so they all. This is the part to me where it gets kind of funny because this is where the weird lines and acting come in. When they start panicking, they're like, "Okay, we need to get together and find weapons." And it's like, okay, so at first you think like, okay, maybe these chicks know what they're doing. Could be because they've all have suffered weird traumatic situations, and that's like, boom, they know how to react, and or the writing of the movie was just kind of like, you know, good. Give me a sec. I can hear myself a little weird. It could be just me, but anyways, um, so yeah, that's where the weird acting comes in, and they're like, um, saying, what was that one particular line where she's, oh, somebody's out there and they killed what's her face, and someone goes, and that somebody must have been the one who wrote that message. That's kind of acting. Like, it's so funny. They point out one thing, and then the other one's like, yeah, and then it was Zach. You know what I mean? It's that situation where it's kind of just like that's weird, like a weird acting, or the way that it was written. Like, they didn't. I get what they were going with, but it was just like kind of off. It was kind of off. I don't remember all these details. I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. I really don't know. It's just the kind of things that kind of like catch my attention. I totally clicked the run button. It's the kind of things that kind of catch my attention, and I thought it was hilarious. Because I guess you got to catch it, man. You got to catch it. Watch it free on Pluto. Go to Pluto.com. It's free. It's basically free cable, and you also get to search up movies. Go in there, make an account, get all this free shit, look it up, watch it. Oh, dude, because it's funny. It's so that part just kind of totally completely made me go like, huh. Like, I get this is the part where it's supposed to get like good or whatever, but at the same time, it's like they could have done it a little bit better. Like, they could have done a little bit better with the acting. But again, it's kind of expected. It's an indie horror movie. Another thing, also had to at the point, and I thought this was kind of this is kind of the cherry on top for me. So everybody out there hopefully should be familiar with another horror legend icon, Candyman. And you're familiar with Candyman, this guy not only has a hook for a hand, but he also kills you, not just with the hook, but with bees. He gets like a swarm of bees coming out of his mouth, just his eyes, his ears, his butthole, whatever, right? And he just has this fucking army of swarm of bees, and he do their dirty work for him. Well, surely, weirdly, Winnie-the-Pooh also has his own army of bees that follows him around. But if you think about it, kind of makes sense. Winnie the Pooh eats a shit ton of honey, even as from the book to the cartoon, honey. So it makes sense. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, you gotta check it out. You gotta check it out. I haven't seen Candyman in a long time, but you know it. But you know it. So yeah, to me that made a little bit of sense. The fact that, uh, excuse me, Winnie the Pooh had his own little swarm of bees following him around. I get it. Like he's fucker's filled with honey. He's practically a fucking walking, living beehive. So I thought that was kind of funny. But at no point did he ever use those bees. They just kind of followed him around, which I thought was kind of pointless. It would have been cool to see him pull off a Candyman, kill one of the victims like that, but no, they were just there for show, and I thought that was kind of disappointing. But whatever. Cheers. Let me know if you guys are having a drink out there. It's Wednesday, but it's okay. It's only one. It's only one. And there was another thing here. Anyways, so the killings keep happening. My bad. The killings keep happening. While that's happening, Piglet is taking care of the couple, the lesbian couple, and this also was like, dude, why? So Piglet's chasing down one of them because the other one's trying to like help her out to escape. Doesn't work out, and Piglet's got this big old fucking sledgehammer on and a chain. They one of the chicks jumps into this pool, and freaking Piglet takes out the chain, starts whipping like he's fucking fishing for a hose, man, fishing for a hose, and he's like, some tequila, nice, very nice, cheers. So he's whipping at her in the water like he's just like fishing, doing nothing, no harm, just looking like a fucking idiot with a fucking pig head. And so eventually puts down the chain and then grabs the sledgehammer and has the genius idea to go into the water. And for context, the pool is literally a long rectangle. They're at one point, right? And as soon as he comes in, she starts swimming towards the end, and beyond, it's like the most ridiculous game of cat and mouse in slow motion, because it's just her running in a line towards the end of the pool, and Piglet is it's just like chasing her down. It was like, dude, come on. Like, at no point did she think like, oh, maybe I should just jump out and run. No, she ran and stopped at the end and just waited for her demise. And fucking Piglet just like kills her with one good whack in the face. Shout out to Iris and what? Iris and Lindy Mommy. Something like that. What's going on, Iris? And fucking I thought that part was just a little too much. I'm currently sipping on marijuana at the moment. Nice. Hey, you can drink it, man. I've tried it. In fact, I actually still have one. Try those. Have you tried those? Let me know. Those are good. I got the special soda. I guess I still got one special soda. So yeah, he kills off one of the lesbians, and one stays. But this one, both Piglet and Pooh take away, and then the main or the second antagonist in the movie, which is I believe her name was Mary. I think it was. Let me just double check here real quick. I think it was Mary. Lara? No, it wasn't. Alice? There's so many that I don't remember which one it was. But I want to say it was Alice. I think it was Alice. Wow. I got the cast name here, and it's just like they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But anyways, um, so Pooh, Piglet take the other girl, and let's see here. She could have swam to the end of the pool instead of trying to run in water. Yeah, yeah. That part was a little too much. I was like, they could have directed that one way different. It was just so sad. It was sad to watch. It was a sad death. That was a sad death. But yeah, Pooh and Piglet take the other one away, and then the two surviving ones, which I believe again were um what is she? Jess, and I want to say it's Alice. I want to say I could be wrong. I'm looking at the cast, and I can't seem to remember which one's who. No, it's not Mary. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Alice. Alice and Jess, the two remaining friends that left behind. It was a sad death. I agree. So the two remaining friends, besides the other lesbian friend, they follow them, and they take her to their lair. Take them to their lair, and fast forward to the lair. They got the lesbian laying down on her back, tied in like this what looks like some sort of stage-looking platform thing, and they show freaking Winnie-the-Pooh just fucking gouching down on Honey, just going and going like it's like fucking a marathon or some shit. And that part was a little icky because once like he's like gouging on the fucking Honey, and then she like wakes up from being unconscious. He kind of like walks towards her with honey dripping off off of his fucking chin and mouth, and it looks down at her, and it's all falling on her face and shit. Like you get some really weird like jizzy vibes off of that. It's a little awkward. At the same time, it's a little funny. And and then Winnie the Pooh proceeds to Pooh pimp slap her to death. Well, not to death, but to the point where she just goes unconscious again. But that particular part right there, also I have to point out, and try to keep this one in mind. The Pooh pimp slap, Keep that in mind, because he does it to this chick, and lives. She lives. Keep that one in mind. So she goes unconscious. The two remaining friends, which I believe was for sure is Jess. Her face is like, can't forget that face. And then I think it was Alice. I want to say it was Alice. Alice and Jess go in there. They find her, and she's like all completely tied up and shit, and she got knocked the fuck out. Pretty much. You can't say that without saying it with the Dave Chappelle kind of like voice going on in your head, and you know it. You read that, and you read in Dave Chappelle's voice. And so yeah, these two friends, and they find her. She's like completely like out of it, whatever. They unchain her, and out of the blue, they hear more screams. And these screams, though, were more female kind of like screams, I mean. And this is like random ass lady, like no, like I don't know where she even came from, or like even why she's there. And it's like, I don't know, like she just like, I don't know, I didn't get it. But anyway, she was completely fucked. I mean, eyes practically missing, her face completely ripped to shit. The rest of her is like barely hanging on. It's like, it's so bad, so fucking bad. She's telling like, oh, you can't raise them with them, they're not human, and that. Like she's gotten nuts. Like she's off the fucking hinge. She's off her knockers. But they still save her, because they even said like the the main one, which I think it's Alice. It's like, we can't leave no one behind, blah blah, this and that. Like, even when my wife was watching, it's like, bitch, you just go. Who are you saving? They're all gonna die. It's like, she kind of had a point, but whatever. The movie went that direction. But anyways, so they go in to save her. They let her go. They unchain her. Like, I don't know what it is with Pooh and Piglet, like this weird fetish of just tying chicks or people in general, or humans. And you know, they're like trying to run away, whatever, and then they run into them, into Pooh. I think it was, no, they run into Piglet first, and this old lady takes this gun that these friends had with them. It's like a big ass revolver this big. Which, by the way, if you ever shot a revolver that big, the what is it called? The pullback on that fucker, dude. Shit, I know because I've tried it before, but it's fun as hell. But anyways, she takes the gun and she points it at Piglet, and she's like, this little draw off, and then walking in a circle around what's it called? The thing with the fire? Fire pit? No, it's not a fire pit. Wow, that's not coming to me. But anyways, they're like walking in circles around a fire. The recoil. Sorry, yeah, the recoil. My bad. And they're like just staring at each other, and then out of nowhere, I believe at this part, I actually my memory is a little fuzzy. I believe Pooh came from behind Giggity and knocks her out, and fucking they just they end her there. They end her there. Not before coming back to me. Not before she completely shoots the shit out of Piglet, and that's where Piglet is gone. Pooh is on his own, and then he ends up killing her for killing Piglet. And then the remaining friends, which at this point is now the 3, are still trying to get the fuck out of there, and then they run into Christopher Robin tied up, and the friends are even like, dude, let's just fucking go. What are you doing? Like, no, we have to help him. And she's doing this and saying this as she's like rubbing her hands all over him in this very inappropriate way. And it's like, okay, I think I searched up the wrong Winnie-the-Pooh. But whatever. So they let him go eventually. And this is another part where I thought the acting was a little bit not so well. They let him go. He's on his knees or whatever, and he's like, go without me. Oh, what the fuck did he say? He's telling him to go hide or something. But anyways, but the way that it was done, he just won't even look up. Like, go, just go. Like he wasn't even trying in that particular scene. Everything before that, like, he was like, it was decent. Like, you actually like believe that he was, really just sad and afraid for his friend. And at that point, he just kind of like went off the hinges and like, whatever. It was very bad. Again, before any of that, it was good, decent stuff. But anyways, so they all leave, and then this is the part where the memories are a little fuzzy now. And keep in mind, I've seen this in completely like twice, but I've seen it in bits and pieces like 4 times. And let's see, I think this is where it starts leading up to this big old like gang fight. Yeah, it starts getting into this big old gang fight because the three of them escape, I believe it was. Actually, no, one of them gets killed by the hands of Pooh before they even get the chance to get out of there. And then leaves Lexi, what was her name? Alice and Jess, Alice and Jess, and sure enough, Christopher ends up meeting with them, and they're off running in the middle of the fucking woods. And oh no, got that backwards. It was Christopher that stayed behind, and the two friends ran into the woods, and then they run into this random truck in the middle of nowhere with these weird like redneck creepy looking fucks are just hanging out there. Turns out that these weirdos were actually nice. They were helpful because they're like screaming and yelling, whatever, and saying, "Oh, this kid's gonna kill us," blah blah blah, this and that. And the guys are just like actually being sort of understanding about it, and they just like jump into the truck as they're still yelling. And then there's like it's like a group of like 4 or 5 dudes, I believe it was. He frozen. Who's frozen? Who got frozen? And sure enough, Pooh approaches, or like off in the distance approaches the truck. It's kind of cool, like the shadowy figure that you see. And now I can finally play you guys the gang fight here. The word starts. These are the weirdos, and the way that it's the fights starts off, or the way that it's set, pretty intense stuff. And freaking, like I said, they were very understandable. So right away they just kind of like, they're like, okay, we got to defend them, woman in what's the word I'm looking for here? Damsels in distress. That's what I was trying to say. So right away they pick up whatever weapons they got and then come at Winnie-the-Pooh and and remember when I said to keep in mind about that Pooh pimp slap? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because that's gonna come up right now, dude. Would you show me Paul whenever he comes up? Paul? Oh, you mean Pooh? Yeah, dude. It's about to come out. Because like I said, that Pooh pimp slap I mentioned, well, he pulls that off again, except the Pooh pimp slap is like, it hits in a very, very different way. In fact, it hits so hard that I'm about to show you the clip. I just want to show you a continuation of the gang fight, because in that gang fight you realize like Pooh Bear shows off the bear strength. And when I say bear strength, I mean I'm pretty sure you all have a really good idea of how strong an actual bear is. And in that particular fight, Pooh Bear shows the strength that he has when it comes to his half bear side. Again, they don't explain what other, part of him, like what other part he's got in him. He's just an oddity, whatever. So in that fight, he shows the bear strength, and he takes on all these dudes like crazy, like nothing. They're coming at him with bats, bottles, chains, freaking whatever. And this is what I mean about the Pooh pimp slap. I mean, here it comes. Like he fucking, and that part I thought also was a little weird. Like if you karate chop someone's hand like that, can't they just easily just like, you know what I mean? Like someone comes at you and you just like, and you avoid this getting completely whatever, dude. It's a horror movie. I get it. I get it. And so that he pretty much kills off everybody. He kills off absolutely everybody in the big old gang that's happening there. Cheers, guys. And so Pooh Bear approaches the car with the two friends in there. And they're trying to, in horror movies where you're trying to get away in a getaway car, but the getaway car ain't getawaying. That's what happens. Typical, right? Typical. But that's what's typical horror movie stuff. Because if those things were to not happen, the horror movie would just it would be extended, like it would be longer, because they would get away, or the victims would get away, and then the story would have to keep going. You know what I mean? So I get it. I understand why they have to do stuff like that. But anyways, so Pooh Bear approaches the vehicle, grabs the Lizzie, was it? The Jess. The Jess. I'm just making up wrong camera, making up names as I go. So he picks up Jess, takes out Jess, and for some reason, this is also another one that I thought was like, why the fuck would this even happen? Like, why the fuck did he do this? He takes Jess, takes Jess out of the vehicle, but instead of just killing her in there, he drags her out, doesn't kill her outside the truck, drags her ass like 10 feet in front of the vehicle, kills her there. I thought that was weird. Somehow the car turns on when the killer is inches from the vehicle. Yeah. And that's what she said. I totally missed that twice. I totally missed that fucking thing twice. So yeah, I thought that was weird. Like, why did they do that? Like, why did they go that way? Why did he have to drag the victim 10, 15 feet away from the freaking vehicle to kill him off? I thought that was weird. And so he kills her in front of it and stands up and shows the decapitated head of the friend, and then proceeds to walk back to the damn vehicle. And again, I don't know why they did that. I don't get it. I'm just not gonna get it. But whatever. That's what happened. Giggity. Yeah, boy. And so he walks another 10, 15 feet back to the damn vehicle, right? Takes her ass out. And then, as he's about to completely slice her fucking face off, wouldn't you know it, Christopher Robin to the fucking rescue. Just like, bah, bitch. I got nothing clever to say up to that, but you know what I mean. He's just kind of like, bah, 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 bah. One of those. Winnie-the-Pooh goes down, which is funny because a gang of people swinging with weapons couldn't take him down, but Christopher Robin can. But also, you have to remember he's a doctor. He knows some pressure points on a bear when he's a human doctor. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, he slows Pooh Bear down, but Pooh Bear remembers, he's a bear. But then, what's her face? Alice. Once again, I'm not 100% sure if I'm naming the right one. This is the last remaining character. Manages to freaking start the car. Or was it Christopher? Oh, wait, no, I got that backwards. The way that, not backwards, but I got it wrong. The way that Christopher Robin saves Alice is by starting the damn. Oh no, he had another one. It's all coming back to me. He had another vehicle. Don't know where the fuck he got it. He drives, hauling ass towards him. Alice jumps and just completely hits Pooh, squishing him with the other vehicle, with the gang's vehicle. So it's just like a big old Pooh Bear sandwich. Squishes him to death. Or so they think. And they're like, oh, they're all crying, whatever. And, oh, we did it. It's over. And that's another thing that a lot of you can probably agree with me with this. I'm like, and whenever you kill something that large, that powerful, you don't stick around and celebrate. You get the fuck out of there. Right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all agree with that. And do the Zombieland rule. Double tap. Make sure that they're dead. Double tap. Always double tap. Or if it's something that powerful, you get the fuck out of there. you run. You get as far away from it as possible. Unless you got explosive or gas and fire on you, you better run. You better run. Anyway, so we got a squish Winnie the Pooh sandwich, and these guys are just like, "Oh, we did it. It's over. Whatever." And then Pooh Bear kind of comes back. I don't know if he was dead for a second, but he comes back, pushes one of the vehicles off of him, and just kind of like fucking penguins his way towards them, grabs Liz, puts the knife to her throat, and Christopher Robin in on his knees begging for him not to do it. It's me. He's like, it's me. You won't take me. I'll stay with you forever. Blah, 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 this and that. And that's where oh, here, I'm scared. I'm scared of them clowns at the haunted house with Halloween. Whoops, comes. I'm scared of them. Oh, you're scared of clowns? So I suppose you're not a crazy fan of like Pennywise or like Art the Clown. I assume you left Pooh's only line in the whole movie. Oh yeah, that was his only that was his only line. So yeah, that was he breaks his vow. He breaks his vow, and you can barely hear it too when he says that. It's like it's almost like he says it under his breath, but you can hear him saying that. And I don't understand why in post editing they couldn't just enhance that for us to actually hear it properly. But at the same time, I'm not surprised because I mean, take Star Wars for instance. Star Wars fans have caught Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker, before they put him in the suit. Right as like the moment that they're like shutting him, putting the mask and shutting him in there, under his breath, but you have to really pay attention. He says, "Say, help me." What's your face? I was gonna say Padawan. What was her name? I forgot her name. The girl that he was in love with. He whispers for her help before they shut him in there. Unless they kind of did something like that in Winnie the Pooh, but you can hear a little bit better. Anyways, let me know where all my Star Wars fans are out there. So he says those words, and then freaking Padme. Thank you. It was Padme. I'm bad with names. So yeah, he says that. He says those only lines he has, and slices her freaking neck, and freaking Christopher Robin just goes insane. Pooh Bear just walks into the woods, and that's pretty much how that ends. Pretty much how that ends. Big fan of Star Wars. Hells yeah, dude. Hells yeah. I haven't seen the Star Wars movie in a while, actually. And yeah, that's how that movie ends, man. It ends in such a way. It ends in such a way. Funny true story. My 7-year-old actually cried at the end, not because she was afraid, but because she was like completely affected by the fact that Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh used to be best friends, and now they kind of hate each other. See, that's what got her to cry. Not the fact that Pooh Bear sliced a chick's neck. No, it was the fact that they used to be friends and now they've gone their separate ways. I'm like, girl, really? Cheers, yo. So that's where that leaves off, and that's where I'm off. That's where I'm off because that's where this movie ends. It ends on a cliffhanger. Kind of does. But yeah, that's where that ends, guys. And I have not seen part 2, but I did catch a glimpse of the beginning part of the movie. What's the word I'm looking for? Spoiler alert, it's animated as well. And there's a connection But I'm not going to get into that because that is going to be saved for another video podcast episode. That concludes this, guys. This was fun. The movie is entertaining. Once again, if you guys want to catch the Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey, I will go ahead and show you all one more time the cover. Catch this movie on PlutoTV.com. It's free. All you got to do is make an account, and you got what basically is free cable along with free movies. Check it out. It's entertaining. Again, it's an indie horror movie. It's not like super right up there, but again, it's definitely something worth watching, catching, especially like I've been mentioning. That cheers, sir. Cheers. Like I've been mentioning, they're planning on putting all of these horror slasher killers in one giant movie, just like with the Avengers, but in horror. I'm psyched about that, and I'm glad. And I want to get my foot in the door when it comes to this. I want to be ready for when it comes out. Cheers, man. Cheers. Do it, man. Do it. Do it. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. But that concludes this live, guys. This is fun. Like I said, check it out. Pluto.tv.com. Make an account. Watch it for free. And while you're at it, watch. It's, like I said, it's basically cable. It's free cable. You get TV channels and random ass movies just playing just in there. It's super cool, man. It's awesome. But that concludes that, guys. For more Booze and Chill fun, head on over to Patreon/Booze and Chill. There's little episodes in there that you're not going to get anywhere here or on the socials. Making of early releases, special announcements, all that good stuff. If you're into all that, go ahead and do the free trial, and or you can just skip that and actually become a contributor and get on the tiers. Tiers start at $3. And of course, head on over to Spotify and support me there as well. Give me a good rating. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up there. And comment down there, Spotify. Actually, I should probably mention the Spotify version of this ain't going to be there till later on tonight and or tomorrow. On account of this is live, I got to wait for all this thing to load. And another announcement. There won't be a music video breakdown on account of this goddamn program not working on me during the weekend. And this is the big one. I didn't even announce it in tomorrow's live. For those of you who are still here, there is going to be a giveaway. There's going to be a giveaway. That's right. We're going to have a giveaway for reaching the 500 sub mark. So tune in tomorrow's live. Same time tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. There's going to be that announcement. I'm going to show you all what you're going to be able to win and how to do it. And that ends that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. For everybody in the live, everybody who's going to be watching this in the replay. And I'm out, guys. Thank you all. And remember, if you keep watching, I'm going to keep a drinking some more of this wild turkey bourbon whiskey. Cheers to you all. Watch horror movies. Have a good drink. Chill. Cheers.